Hi, everyone. Dr. Kyle with Chiropractic First. I'm here today to talk about dimes, right? The money dimes. And you're not on the wrong channel. We're here to talk health, but I want to talk about what the dime, what it relates to your health. And we're not listening to some obscure channel on currency facts, but here's what I want to start with. The dime is one of the more valuable currencies or metal coin currencies that we have, and yet it's one of the smallest ones we have. So the size doesn't really reflect the value of it. In fact, it's so small that if you hold it in your hands, chances are you wouldn't even think twice about it if you were to look away. You might even forget you have it in your pocket or have multiple in your pocket. It's just not something that carries a lot of weight. And to be specific with that, the average US dime weighs just over 2 grams, about 2.2 grams. So why am I talking about dimes when we should be talking about health? Well, I got an example of one right here, right? You all know what this is, of course. It's a dime. This is a large example. If this were to land on you, you probably know that it would cause pain. But the average US dime at only 2.2 grams is enough to slow down the function in your nerves between 40 and 60%. That weight, that little weight that you may not think twice about when holding in your hand, is enough to slow down 40 to 60% of the transmission of the signals on your nerves that carry out from your spine, your spinal cord, all the way into every cell, muscle, organ, and tissue in your body. This is something that was actually studied and proven in the 1970s and published in articles all the way, in research articles all the way into the 1980s and 90s, specifically by a PhD group out of the biomechanics lab at the University of Colorado. So we've known about this for over 50 years. And this is really the premise of what chiropractic goes back to, is that anything that applies pressure to your nerves will slow down the transmission of that nerve signal to your body. And ultimately, that is what is going to cause the majority of pain that you experience, loss of function in your body, sickness, illness, poor function. It comes down to the fact that your brain cannot get a full signal down your spinal cord, out through your nerves to every cell, muscle, organ, and tissue. All it takes is the weight of a dime. So imagine how little that would be if a bone slips out of place in your vertebra, in your spinal column, a vertebrae splits out of place. If a muscle cramps down and tightens down soft tissue around your nerve root, you have only 24 nerve roots coming from your spine, and yet it innervates or goes to and controls a total of 32 trillion cells. So if one spinal nerve actually has pressure on it, as little as the weight of a dime, it can slow down 40 to 60% of that signal going out to literally trillions of cells. This is what I would ask you, is what percentage loss of function are you willing to accept? You know, you may not feel a loss of 5%, 10%, 20%. You may not even feel a loss of 40%, even though that signal is not getting through and telling your body to function properly. What percentage loss are you willing to accept for your health? I can tell you the reason I get adjusted and that we see patients like we do and we get the results we do is because no percentage loss is the acceptable amount. And so think about this. Next time you're holding a dime, that's what it has to do with your health. As small as it is, that's enough to impact the course of your life, your health, the medications you're on, the pain that you're in, you name it. And the cool thing is you have the power, you have the ability to change that by removing that subluxation. Next time you see a dime, think of me. I appreciate it. All right. If you have questions, if you have any information you want, research links, things like that, let me know. We'll stick it into the columns below. If not, great day. Have a happy 4th of July until I personally get to see you again. Can't wait to see you in the office. Can't wait to reach out to you again. Have a great day and a great weekend.